In this video of Ankara, Turkey, we'll discuss the #1 tourist site in Ankara, differences between Ankara and Istanbul, tips on getting around Ankara, what to expect at the Ankara airport, and do the people in Ankara speak English? Please stay tuned to my video. Please remember to post a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell to always get my new travel videos. Good Friday morning. It's 4:30 a.m. your time, 11:30 a.m. my time, and I'm in Ankara, Turkey. This is the national capital. A few things about Ankara, Turkey. Number one, it's a lot colder than Istanbul. It's in the mountains. It's got a higher altitude, and therefore this morning it was freezing. It was about 6 degrees Celsius out here, and then later on warms up. But I wanted to share with you a few other things about Ankara. Number one is, as you know, my tradition is to try to visit the national capital and take a picture of myself in front of the Parliament building. That's not allowed in Turkey. There are police and military everywhere, and cameras everywhere. You cannot take a selfie even from outside the Parliament. You cannot take a picture anywhere near the Parliament. And I was told by two courteous police officers that you can't do that. So I'm here now. I'm in a public park, and this is safe to videotape. But I just wanted to tell you that. The final thing I wanted to tell you is that it's not a real tourist-friendly city like Istanbul is. Istanbul is very catering, very tourist-friendly. They're polite here, but they don't really have a tourism infrastructure here. Just to let you know, there's a lot of national security, and there's a lot of military and armed police around. This is what I was standing in front of, which is a national monument. Kind of looks like from the Soviet era, but you see a lot of national flags of Turkey, it is, well, they call it a dictatorship in Turkey. I wouldn't doubt it. I've never been to a country like this before, and I've never experienced something like that. The police were very, very polite. And there were young people. The final thing I'll tell you is that unlike Istanbul, no one here speaks English. Very few actually speak English. The police were very helpful, and they Google translated English for me because they didn't want to have to arrest me. So that was pretty nice of them. But this is kind of the downtown. This is the main downtown square, and hope to show you more. Hello again. I'm at the second destination, which is the most popular tourist attraction visited in Ankara, and that is the Atikan Bir, and it's behind me there. This is the tomb of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, and the name of the country is named Turkey because of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. You probably want to go onto Wikipedia and research out the history of this country. But there are a lot of rules, and there's a lot of security here in Ankara. I won't go into too much, but I was on the subway getting here, and I didn't see one smiling face. Being in Ankara, Turkey is, I guess, the closest I've come to being in North Korea. I'm not kidding. But I'm photographing whatever I can, and whatever I'm allowed to, so they won't take away my phone. The other thing you'll know about Ankara is that the sites are quite far apart, again, it's not a tourist-friendly city, so there's not a lot of. You have to kind of do your research to figure out where these places are. I don't think I'll be able to visit too many of these sites because I just don't know my way around. But I will, show you what I can. I think I am allowed to videotape this security guard because he is a ceremonial security guard. That's the city of Ankara. 5.5 million people live here. It's a pretty big city. It's bigger than Athens. That's the other ceremonial guard. There's a close-up of the other ceremonial guard. And over here we have a military march, and looks like a changing of the guards. That is Ataturk's tomb inside that building there. And unlike the Greeks, their marching is very different. These guys are Turks. So it is quite challenging, but not as It is a big, beautiful side. There seems to be a mausoleum. In actuality, his coffin or sarcophagus is actually buried 2 floors down, I learned from Wikipedia. So that's just a symbol of the tomb. But it is guarded by soldiers, as you can see. I'm on the steps of the mausoleum, and it's a high point, so I can show you the city of Ankara. It's quite spectacular looking, very orderly, not fun like Istanbul, very orderly. And I can tell you that one of the interesting things about Turkey is if you invest your money in a bank in Turkey, you'll double your money every year. Now, the bad news is they have a 100% inflation rate. So, actually is like 125%, according to some. So, anyway, it's been an interesting visit to Ankara so far. I'll try to get us to the next destination. To walk to my next destination, and they have this beautiful wide sidewalk, Treat Boulevard, and a bicycle path, which is very nice. Except I have not seen one person on a bike in all the time I've been in Ankara. Hello again. As you may have guessed, my next destination happens to be the Ankara airport, and I'm glad I came here early. A few thoughts for you as I am departing Ankara. First is make sure you have your passport when you come here. Even though it's a domestic flight from Istanbul, they check your ID. Be prepared. If you take an airport bus into the downtown, they will stop the bus. They will inspect everybody on board. When you're coming back, and I took a taxi, they'll stop your taxi and inspect everything inside the taxi, and make sure you have your ID. They didn't bother with me. They actually didn't do anything to me, but they did interrogate the taxi driver. And be prepared for the fact that hardly anybody here speaks any English. They're very nice people, just wonderful people, Turkish people. But this is not a free society, shall we say. All along the highway, as you're going into Ankara and leaving Ankara, you see huge billboards of the president. His name is Erdogan. He's the president of Turkey, and you see his pictures everywhere as a glorious symbol of leadership, which is something I've never seen, coming from Canada. So that's the way it is. And I can tell you the Turkish people are very nice people, but they have a very strict law and order code here. And also the other thing I'll tell you is that if you do come here, don't do it like I did. Make sure you spend overnight, because any of the sites that you want to see, they are so far apart by public transit. Then public transit is so confusing that it'll take you 2 to 3 times as long to try to navigate that. And that's the major reason why I decided to come back to the airport early. I didn't want to have to rush. And I'm really glad I didn't, because as I said, you can expect some delays once you're here. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my video. Sorry for going on so long. If you have any comments, please let me know. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe, post a like, and hit the notification bell for future videos.